Welcome to Who Yelling Now? Episode 2. They call it a phase. Copyright Mackenzie for entertainment purposes only. Hello again, friends, enemies, villains, lovers, and sinners. Welcome to Season 2 of the Garden of Evil series. We like to pretend villains are born in the shadows, emerging whole, like the final scene of a story we never had to watch. But the truth is quieter. They are built in back rooms and break rooms, on playgrounds and in courtrooms, under roofs that still call themselves safe. They are watered with small betrayals, with silence of those who saw but turned away. And while we cheer for heroes, we often hand villains their first sword. Last time we asked, when did they turn? This time we must ask, who turned them? And what did we give them, wrapped in our neglect, that they learned to use as a weapon? Poem 1. You called me monster before I bit. I was 8 when they said I had that look. Eyes too still, mouth too quiet, like stillness was dangerous, like quiet meant plotting. I learned fast. The world decides what you are long before you know. And if they say monster, you might as well grow the fangs. Poem 2. No one saw the cracks. The kid who stared, never spoke too loud, was labeled strange and disallowed. While others danced, I watched the wall and learned to rise from every fall. No hand reached back to pull me in, so I built kingdoms from my sin. The villain they now swear they see was just the ghost they built in me. Yes, my friends, welcome on in to the place where villains bloom, not born in brimstone, but raised in silence. Yes, my friends, welcome on in to the place where villains bloom, not born in brimstone, but raised in silence, inside eyes, in slaps disguised as standards. This is not a redemption arc. This is a botanical tour through every thorn, every root rot, every petal that bloomed in rage. This is not a fairy tale. This is not a sermon. This is a garden fertilized by shame, pollinized by grief, pruned by neglect. You have met the hero. You've seen the victors. Now I introduce you to the voices that cracked under pressure and built empires out of that fracture. You are now in the Garden of Evil. Don't flinch. Don't look away. These flowers remember. Poem 3. Don't call me broken. I wasn't broken. I was splintered. There's a difference. Broken things get thrown out. Splintered things, they're dangerous when touched wrong. So they stopped touching, stopped asking, and I kept building out of spite, out of silence, out of the wood they left me in. They called it a phase, the quiet, the staring, the burned journal. They didn't stop it. They named it teenager angst. And now they name it threat. Poem 4. Playground Rules. I stood alone while they picked teams and learned to drown my softer dreams. The quiet boy with dirty shoes became the man who learned to lose. And every laugh that wasn't mine carved in my spine a crooked line. So now I build a world instead, where I pick teams and they play dead. The making of a villain is rarely their own design. They inherit blueprints drawn by careless hands, revised by cruelty, and signed by the very people who later swear they were never in the room. But a villain's story doesn't end at the door we lock behind them. It stretches into the crowd, into the hands that follow, into the voices that echo their words without question. Next time, we'll ask the question no one wants to answer. Not who made them, but why so many still choose to serve them. This has been Who Yelling Now? Come back next week, episode 3. I will see you then, and we will continue to frolic in the Garden of Evil.